Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Mantic Radio Videocast. I'm Andrew Sherman, and today I'm going to be covering a battle report between myself and Chris Broeska from Waaagh Paca 2014. This is to help get us psyched up for 2015's Waaagh Paca, which is a 2,000-point tournament held in Waaagh Paca, Wisconsin. And here you'll actually see the last year's champion, the luchador himself, the people's champ, Mike Gerold. This tournament's a 2,000-point tournament held by the Handsome Point Boys. The Bear does a great job. You'll see things like this on each one of the tables, and the terrain is really spectacular. So I took a couple of shots of the terrain of the table that we were playing on. As 2,000 points, I'm actually playing as Chaos Dwarves, and Broeska has a 2,000-point Demons of Chaos army. So you can see the pyramid, the bridge, very, very intricate. It looks absolutely beautiful. It's inspired a lot of people. As far as deployment goes, I'm kind of holed up because I'm a Chaos Dwarf player. I've got a Bale Taurus. I've got 2 units of 15 Infernal Guard with great weapons, a Hell Cannon, an Iron Demon, and a couple of characters, one of which being a Wizard and one of which being Infernal Castellan. And I think the last thing I have rounding it out is 3 Bull Centaurs. As far as Broeska, he's got on the right-hand side Soul Grinder, Lord of Change, 4 units across the back board edge of the Pink Horrors, 2 units on the very outside that are the Screamers. That's what you see just next to the Soul Grinder there. He also has 2 units of Furies, and that thing that's in the center there is actually a Man of Intrigue. I'll explain a little more on that later. This is just a picture of the extension of his right flank. The only thing that I haven't mentioned so far, because he's got 2 units of Screamers, 2 units of Furies, is he does have that Chaos Chariot on his right flank. He's playing very fluffy. He told me before the game, he's like, I'm going to lose this. I wasn't quite sure, but on turn 1, you can see it starts going my way pretty quick. Hell Cannon locks on, because the Hell Cannon gets an opportunity when it's by one of the Demon Sorcerers to go ahead and re-roll the to-hit wound, and it just takes it off. I mean, it gets a direct hit. This is probably the 3rd time this has happened during this tournament, and I cannot speak enough about a Hell Cannon on a Chaos Dwarf army. Then I make a dumb move. I pull my Taurus up to the center, thinking to myself, okay, I've got the advantage. I don't think he's going to want to bring in to challenge me, and I don't see anything back there that I'm scared of, which is really kind of stupid, because when you're looking at it from this direction, those Screamers are staring straight at me, and I'm thinking, I've got a big bad Taurus. Maybe I'm just thinking, hey, the model looks so cool, there's no way he's going to come over and take me, but putting myself that close made it almost an auto charge for that Screamer unit that's there. And yeah, that Screamer unit gets into combat. Not only does it get into combat, but they just tear up, and I mean tear up, the Taurus underneath. They do D3 wounds, which I didn't know. So yeah, they wound on 5s and 6s, depending on what, the wound, or depending on what they're fighting, but they just tear through it completely. And they don't get the guy on top. The guy on top runs away. He only has 1 wound on him. And oddly enough, he chooses not to chase me, because he thinks he's going to be able to wrap me up with magic later on. He's got that Lord of Change there. He could continue to get me on, or he could go ahead and, Bolt of Change me later on, or even use the big Zinch spell against me. But, by leaving me there, I get a chance to rally, and this is, I think, one of the bad decisions of the game. On my turn 2, I go ahead and I advance on the left-hand flank, able to get some charges off. You'll notice that my Iron Demon, it's pointing right toward that chariot. And I tell you what, the Iron Demon, if the one thing I'm always impressed of is how it actually fires, and we'll go over that in a moment. On the right-hand flank, we get to the shooting phase. The first thing I try again, because, hey, he's pressing his advantage now that he got rid of my Bale Taurus, is I shoot with the Hell Cannon. And guess what? Take it off. It's, again, direct hit, 6 wounds. He doesn't save. Greater Lord of Change and Soul Grinder's gone. In this up-close picture here, once you see my Iron Demon up close, you'll notice the chariot's actually gone. The Iron Demon rolls 2 artillery dice, and then picks the highest of the 2 in order to fire strength 6 shots that are multiple wounds D3. This thing isn't going to kill infantry, but it does do a good job against chariots and the like. And over here, this is just another picture of me trying to do some magma fire over on from the magma cannon, which I forgot to mention that I have. Magma cannon tries to fire at some screamers. It does hit one, does kill one, but that's not going to be a game changer. As far as close combat goes, I'm going to roll up this whole left-hand flank of mine. The screamers that are over there, they advance down on the left-hand side. They're on the bottom of the screen to try to threaten my war machines. This is actually during Broeska's turn. Now, when you come back over into this next picture, what you're going to see here is he makes the decision, well, I didn't chase him once. Let's go ahead and just try to attack him the second time. So since he tries to attack him the second time, what we found is that the screamers don't do as good a job of killing an infantry model that's toughness 5 as they do the actual Bale Taurus itself. So had they charged my Lord that was on top without the Bale Taurus, they continue to lose. It's actually quite funny, but it's just nothing is going Broeska's way this game. So now moving on into turn 3, you can see I've turned my Iron Demon, faced it around at the Screamers, and I'm going to blast them off there. There's going to be nobody left after this turn. The Bull Centaurs are advancing forward, and this is going to be where I'm going to start to wrap up points on my end. My general's going to take care of those Screamers there that he's in combat with, because there's just nothing really those Screamers are going to do against an infantry model. The Furies over there on the right-hand side, they'll get taken care of too. And it looks pretty grim, because by this point in time, all Broeska has is those 4 Tzeentch Horror units. And this is where it gets to be pretty disgusting, because he starts getting off Infernal Gateway like it's his job. And you can see as we speed ahead through the game, he gets the Iron Demon, and then afterwards he gets the Hell Cannon, and then he also gets the Bull Centaurs. In this next picture, you're going to notice that they're gone. And in reality, if he had gotten not only the Iron Demon, the Bull Centaurs, and the Hell Cannon, had he picked up the General, because the General joined that first unit there, he would have picked up the other 500 points. This would have been a flat draw. Since he only got the Taurus on the bottom and did not get the General on the top, this turns into an easy win for me. This was a great time, very fun. So I wanted to explain a little bit about Man of Intrigue, and you'll notice that big Bull Centaur type thing there I have been back by my Magma Cannon is my Man of Intrigue. And every year they do something where they call it a Man of Intrigue, and you have to create a special model no bigger than 40 by 40, and what they do is they give you special rules. In 2015, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be doing the Man of Intrigue challenge. So you're going to put them in the center of the board, it looks like, by the rules pack, and they're going to duke it out, and basically you'll get bonus points for fortitude if you're close to the challenge. But sometimes they are messengers that have been in years past, and honestly, in this one, I think that they're actually just attached to units, and you get some sort of combat res, if I remember, in 2014. But every year it's something that Waaagh Paca does. It's crazy. They encourage you to take one model and go ahead and just spice it up and make it crazy. I can still remember Grant Fetter's Man of Intrigue, the Disco Ogre, right? I mean, he literally modeled up a individual Ogre Bowler or an Ogre Butcher to be running under disco lights. It was really cool. And you display these things out, your Man of Intrigues. You display them out for everybody to vote on. So it's actually a pretty cool dynamic to go along with the mustache competition. And yes, you heard me correctly, mustache competition. A lot of fun things that go on at Paca. But that's kind of the wrap-up of 2014's battle with Broeska. It was a great time. He's a great opponent as always. And I hope you enjoyed it.